And we are started. All right, there we go. We are live. Hello, Peter Ang. Merry Christmas. The Big Orc. Merry Christmas to you too. Sparkster. Happy holidays. Nice to see you. I hope everybody's in a festive mood. Merry Christmas, Green Yeti. We can sing Christmas songs together. MCDJ, ACDC, and Analog Toys. Didn't you just put up a video just a short time ago, which I haven't been able to watch yet because I was getting ready for this, so I will watch it later. And look at that, we have Timmer. And I'm actually drinking Timmer's second favorite beer. Actually, I don't know what Timmer's favorite beer is. That Stella Artois thing was just a joke. But ho ho ho! Now Timmer has a machine gun. Yes, cool. Analog Toys. I will watch your video as soon as I'm done with this. So that's cool. So welcome everyone to the short Christmas Eve live stream. I promised you guys I would do the live stream today. I did not want to miss out on it, but we got family over, so I had to alter plans a little bit, so I'll be doing a half a live stream. And also, I was wanting to do a live viewing of the animated episode Cobra Claws Are Coming to Town. Well, I didn't have full participation on that from the other people who would be doing the viewing. However, I believe I do have full participation for another Christmas Eve live stream. So I believe we'll be live streaming on not Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Another New Year's Eve live stream like we did last year. So we'll do an extra long live stream New Year's Eve. We'll get hammered, we'll watch some movies, and it'll be a lot of fun. Hello, Tim Roper. There is Byron. Hello, Byron. You almost snuck in there without me seeing you. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas, Byron. Yes. We are in a festive mood. Now, some of us may have been too naughty for Santa to bring us anything this year. But we're still going to have a good attitude about it, and we will do better next year, Santa. Santa awfully judgmental, I have to say. Perhaps he lives in a glass house there at the North Pole. Maybe he shouldn't be throwing his lumps of coal. Thank you, action figure expert. It's not exactly Ovaltine. But I'm really happy to see Timmer join us. That's always fun. And I know that it's very late there, so you may not be able to stay long, but it's nice to see you, Timmer. And I hope you're having a great holiday season. As with everyone else, I hope you're having a nice time. So I do have a little bit of show and tell. Hello, Chris Mc83. I do have a little bit of show and tell. I got something in today that I get to show you, so that's fun. And we can talk briefly about the most recent review, which was the Gold Head Steel Brigade, who I have right here. This guy. And my patrons who got the button, although some of the international patrons probably haven't gotten their buttons yet. I'm still working to get those out. But everybody in the States, though, should have gotten theirs by now. And if you're a patron and you're in the States and you asked for a button and you didn't get it, make sure you let me know. I gotta fix that. Yes, Timmer's reviews have been a lot of fun. And Timmer's review actually his review of Frostbite inspired me to pick up a Tiger Force Tiger Cat which I don't have yet, but it should be coming in soon. So I didn't have the Tiger Cat. I actually have. There are several Tiger Force vehicles I don't have yet. So I wanted to nail that one down, and I found a good price on one. So I decided to get it. So yes. Cheers and thank you, Timmer. Also, I don't know if anybody noticed today, but Larry Hama on his fan Facebook account, he shared my review of the comic book issue number 21, the silent issue. Larry actually shared that himself, which means Larry must have watched it. Hopefully he approved of it. It makes me a little bit nervous. I know that I'm the critic, and nobody really loves a critic, right? So I don't always say nice things about everything that I review, because I have to review it honestly. So Mr. Hama probably would not approve of all of my reviews, but I guess he thought that one was okay. So that was a nice, for me, a thrill and a nice early Christmas gift. It's really awesome to be acknowledged by Larry himself. That's really cool. Hello, Renegade Biker. Mecha82, Die Hard, the best Christmas movie ever. We may, I don't know, we're supposed to be watching Christmas movies. Maybe Die Hard will make it into that. Whether you think it's a Christmas movie or not, I just like Die Hard. I think it's a great movie. Yes, Sergeant Slaughter follows Timmer on Twitter, so that is 100% accurate. And so what we need to do now is persuade Timmer to come to the States and meet Sergeant Slaughter in person. Analog Toys sends a super chat. Thank you, sir. Get yourself some Christmas beers on us. Thank you very much, sir. And absolutely. What's your favorite Action Force figure? Ooh, that's a really good question. Not necessarily easy to answer, but I think I have an answer. It has to be one of the early ones, right? The pre-O-ring figures, because I really find those Action Force figures very charming. And because I was such a fan of Star Wars before G.I. Joe even came out, that just reminds me of that, that era. And I think actually my favorite, at least the ones that I've been able to see in person, I think my favorite is Baron Ironblood. I really dig like the white uniform, the symbol on the chest, the helmet that he has. It's like a little sheet of vinyl that you have to fold and stuff and turn it into a helmet. It's like not even a plastic helmet, but even that I think is just it's a charming aspect of a really unique era in Action Force. So and I like the sculpting on the face and everything. Because it's like mostly white, it's very striking. So that'll be my answer, sir, and thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. There were a lot of great ones, though, and I'm a fan. I just love that era of Action Force. It's like G.I. Joe meets Star Wars, and it's fun. I like that a lot. O-ring Coral. Okay, Timmer has an answer. O-ring era Coral, non-O-ring era Baron Ironblood. So we agree on the non-O-ring selection. And Coral actually is also a good figure. If I had to go with an O-ring one, that might be it. That's a really nice recolor of Scarlet. I think they did a good job with that recolor. The colors on the original Scarlet, at least to me, didn't always 100% make a lot of sense. But the recolor for Coral, actually, it looks quite good. Thank you, Vincent396. I appreciate that very much. That's very nice. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Blah 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 blah. Clayton loves G.I. Joe and Star Wars. I'm a pretty big fan of both of them myself. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas, Matt Edwards. And the same as well to the Killer Weezer. I will pass that along to Mrs. HCC, the happy birthday. I think she did have a pretty good birthday. We had a nice party for her. Had lots of friends over, cake and all that. So it was pretty good. Pretty good birthday, and she seemed to be very happy with it. And so, yeah, and tomorrow, Christmas should be pretty big too. These holidays, my family usually does quite a bit for the holidays, so we have a lot of togetherness and food and all of that. So, excuse me. So usually the holidays are nice. Yeah, we should have a nice day tomorrow, and I hope everyone else does too. And even if you don't, I'll be wishing the best for you. Timmer says, fun fact, they produced a country-specific file cards for the Action Force figures. So Coral was Belgian on mainland Europe, but not in the UK. That's interesting. So Coral, is that why that's your favorite? It's a hometown girl? I didn't know that. That's cool. There's so much. This is why I have to be careful about how deep I go into Action Force, because Action Force has its own vast and intricate, deep history, and I am not an expert in that at all. I am like this surface level knowledge of Action Force, and there are a lot of people who are much more knowledgeable about it than I am. But I just like the stuff. I like the figures. I like the vehicles, even the recolors of the G.I. Joe vehicles are, they're just fun. And it's just fun to see like this different take on the G.I. Joe that we know, and just how it was presented for a different market. Thanks to the Killer Weezer. I have all of the questions. I've printed out the questions. I just have to record the video with the answers. So I'll be doing that within the next day or two to get that up by the 29th. Yes, Painted Plastic, thanks for pointing that out. This new t-shirt, this is part of what I have to show. The Finest did the charity drive for Canines for Warriors earlier this year. And I went all in so I could get all of the perks, and the stuff just came today. And I was very excited. It's like an early Christmas present, and one of them is this t-shirt, which is great. Got the Defiant and a doggy on the moon. One thing I love about this t-shirt is it's blue, so I could wear it against the green screen, and the chroma key will not have any trouble, keying that out. Action Figure Expert says Glenda is better than Coral. Glenda, a very fascinating figure too. Very interesting figure, Glenda. Hello, Comic Tropes. Nice to see you. Hello, Comic Tropes from the United States. So yeah, this is one of the things from the Finest. I'll show you the other stuff too. I'll show you the small stuff first. I got a patch, a really nice patch with like a Velcro backing. I'm now getting a collection of patches, and I need something to put the patches on. So that's something that I'm going to be working on for 2020, is to find some worthy canvas for all these cool patches that I'm getting. Thank you, Colin. Thank you very much. And thank you, Produce Results. Merry Christmas to you. So that's a really cool patch. Other thing it got, let me take that out of the plastic. Well, I don't want to. Yeah, it's got the chain in there too. But dog tag, and it's got like a Baroness cosplayer with the dog there. The charity was Canines for Warriors, and so that's the reason we have lots of dogs on these. Painted Plastic says, get a vintage jean jacket. That's a cool idea. I have to see if I can find one. But that would definitely be very 80s. Half the Battle says, I was making lots of notes for my end of the year video. I'll be talking about HCC a bit. Well, thank you very much. I wrote his name as Steve in the notes without thinking. It's going to catch on. I think that's the most common nickname for me now. And I will add, though, that my middle name is Steven, right? So it's not exactly inaccurate. Thank you, Glenn. So, yeah, I did talk about Larry Hama. That was pretty surprising. Next thing that came was this challenge coin from the Finest, with the shiny Cobra Commander on one side and this is hefty. This is solid. This is thick. It's great. Oh, thank you, Vincent. Thank you for a super chat. I just glanced up and saw it. I love reviews of obscure vehicles such as Night Landing Craft or other overlooked vehicles. This is the best channel on YouTube. Thank you very much. Keep up the amazing job, Commander. Ho, ho, ho. Thank you, ho, 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 Vincent. And I'll be trying to get to some more obscure vehicles next year. I've already decided what the theme will be for next year, and it will certainly give us lots of opportunities to look at obscure vehicles. So, yeah. So thank you very much. That's very kind. The last thing from the Finest is the calendar, and the calendar has the cover art by Ron Rudat. So Ron Rudat actually did the cover artwork for the calendar. Analog Toys says, will there be a Cobra Convergence 5 this year? Yes, there will be. In fact, after the new year is when the planning phase really starts. So we'll be talking about Cobra Convergence 5 starting a little bit after New Year and try to get things wound up in time for July. So, yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. Yes, even if I didn't, I think Timmer would make sure that it happens. So yeah, calendar. I won't show the inside of the calendar because you got to buy a calendar. But the inside of the calendar has photos of cosplayers from the Finest group, and then we got like the sponsors on the back. And I kind of regret not just getting a sponsorship on the calendar too, so I might do that next year. But yeah, you've got the great podcast here, What's on Joe Mind, which you should be listening to. Analog Toys has a great idea for next year's video. That's awesome. It helps to plan ahead. It helps to plan ahead. People always think they have plenty of time, but the time goes by fast. So yeah, that stuff just came in today. Thank you to the Finest for all you do, and they're a really nice group of people. I've been able to talk to a bunch of them, at JoeCon, JoeFest, and so on, and it's always nice to see them at the conventions. So yeah. By the way, now your task, as friends, and as viewers, and as my minions, is to convince Timmer to come to the United States and join us for one of these gatherings. He can protest all he wants, but we have to make him do it anyway. We just have to find the way. something that will just punch through all of his excuses. Yes, Timmer is correct. We do plan, we plan the event pretty well in advance, the Cobra Convergence stuff. Now, the individual videos that the participants do, they do that on their own time, but we start the planning phase pretty early because there's really a lot to do. You want to make sure people are invited. You try not to leave anyone else out, except I feel like I always end up leaving somebody out every year, and I regret that. But you got I may not have any guests in the next one, but a little further down the road, that I think I accidentally bumped the cord. Okay, we're back. Okay, sorry. I bumped the cord and actually accidentally knocked it out, apparently. Sorry about that. And we're back. We're back. Wow, this half hour has gone by fast. Now I kind of wish I had just decided to do the whole hour, because that half hour went by really fast. Excuse me, but I have family sitting out there right now waiting for me. And it is Christmas Eve. But because it's Christmas Eve, I didn't want to miss you guys, and I didn't want to not have the live stream, just because I wanted to I wanted to make sure to have a chance to say hi to you and happy holidays, and hope everybody's having a good time. So yeah. Doesn't plan things while in charge of a huge corporation when Brian, who does, and he has an internet review show about G.I. Joe toys. Yeah. It's there's always a lot behind the scenes. There's always for every minute a video that you see, there's many minutes that go into making it. And my video making process, I feel, is actually pretty streamlined, so I probably get things done faster than, just your average guy would. I certainly do things faster than I would have, 4 or 5 years ago. But there's still a lot of work that goes into every minute of video that you actually see on screen. Yeah, let's make it through December. Hey, there's Joe Berg. Hello, Joe Berg. Welcome. I'm doing half the live stream. I'm doing half an hour, so we've got about 6 more minutes. I do have family in the house here, waiting for me to wrap up so I can join everyone. But we are in a festive mood. I'm wearing freaking snowman on my head. I've got the finest clothes on my person. And we are having a nice time. I am drinking Belgian beer. Yes. And Analog Toys is here, and as you may have noticed, Half the Battle is here. Painted Plastic is here. Everybody's here. I also am a big fan of G.I. Joe Berg. One of my biggest regrets of the last couple of months is that I have fallen behind on watching videos and listening to podcasts of creators that I really love. But I am slowly catching up. But life has been a little nuts the last couple of months. That's an understatement. And it's been so crazy. At some points, I wasn't sure I could even get my own videos out on time. So far, I've stuck with the schedule. We've gotten everything out on time, but I've gotten behind on watching some of your videos. So I'll work on that. But I have been able to catch a few. Joburg has a new installment of the Jinx series, which is great, really awesome, and a lot of fun to watch. Comic Trope says, please review the Cobra weapons wagon in 2020. Is that Destro's weapons wheelbarrow? I could do that. Sometime early April, I think I could swing that. Hello, Leah. Nice to see you. And thank you for the good times. You guys have really made this worth it. Making videos can be a very solitary process, and so while I'm actually doing the work, I'm like closed off. I'm isolated, and so getting to talk with you guys, it kind of gets me out of that shell and reminds me that, hey, we have a community here, we have friends here, and it's not just me sitting in a room and talking into a microphone. So you guys really keep me going, because sometimes when you are isolated like that and you're doing the work, you get really tired. And lately I have been really tired, but we're going to keep going. It's 2020 is going to be a really, hopefully a good year. It's definitely going to be an interesting year. The time, zero time to do the cameo for 250th episode, and it still came through. Well, I really do try to follow through. Plus, I just didn't want to miss that. That's a milestone for you, and I'm a fan of Timmer's channel, and as a fan, it's a thrill for me to be part of it. If you could have a guest cosplay as a character, who would you want to have? That's a good question. I'm not sure I can answer that right now. We've had a couple cosplayers on. We had Joe Colton recently, but she was on as Joe Colton. She wasn't cosplaying. And then we had Will, who was cosplaying as Duke. I know. There's Sergeant Slaughter. That's the cosplayer I'd like to have on, because I have an idea for that I think would be really funny. Yeah, no Lexi tonight. What's up with that? When I go in to the office on Thursday, I'll have to get an explanation why, she was not on the live stream. Maybe she's like doing holiday stuff with family, but hey, there's a live stream going on here, right? So priorities. Kevin says, I'd love to see a Grand Slam cosplayer. I feel like somebody has done Grand Slam. I feel like I've seen a Grand Slam somewhere at a convention. I just can't, off the top of my head, remember exactly where I've seen it. Glenn says I could cosplay as a 12-inch Adventure Team Joe. Well, that'd not be bad, actually. I think that would be a cool idea. Thank you, WWJD85. Merry Christmas to you, too. And hello, Lazarus. You didn't miss it. We have to wrap it up here pretty soon, though. Man, I really don't want to stop because we're on a roll here, and I'm really enjoying talking with you guys. He has the scar. That's cool. But yeah, I do have to wrap it up. We are at the 30-minute mark, and wow, that felt really short. It's so short that I got to do something more for the next one. Hey, the next one should be on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Eve, we're going to do an extra long one, and we'll watch some movies and stuff. So next one will be extra long, but unfortunately this one has to be extra short. Chris says, Merry Christmas from Dallas. Merry Christmas, Dallas, from the United States. That's what she said. Thanks. All right, guys. I do have to wrap it up. I got to get back in there and do the holiday thing. But thank you, everyone, for showing up. That means a lot to me, and we will do it again. We got the Q&A answers video coming up on the 29th. And then, that's kind of it for a while. I always take the first week of January off because I always have to review something big for the first review of the year, and it usually takes a little extra time. So the next review won't be until the second week of January, and that's a long time. So I'm going to do my best to try to keep in touch with you guys and make sure to keep up with these live streams. But thanks, guys. Love you too, and I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Thanks for showing up. We will see you next time. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and everybody stay in a good mood. Don't pout, don't cry, and all that. So, good night, and I will see you all again on New Year's Eve. Bye.